Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to the biggest stars here on the Strip, and one of my favourite shows ever is Absinthe. It's in a Spiegel tent. It's different, it's outrageous, it's shocking, and there's a fabulous pair of gorgeous, talented performers who I'm going to see tonight. One of them's from Manchester. Cadence, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Nice to talk to you. And of course, Linda from the Netherlands.
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Hey, nice to talk to you both. Firstly then, let's set up this show. It's called Absinthe. It's outrageous. It's hosted by two of the most shocking people in Las Vegas who just tear their house down every night, making people laugh. And in between, there's unique acts, which is you guys.
It's slightly outrageous. I think you can only get away with it in Vegas, maybe. And it offends a couple of people, maybe if they don't understand the angle, you know, they don't understand. It's kind of satire, but it can be taken a little the wrong way. But yeah, it's just a fun show, and it's a little difficult to invite your parents and stuff, but they manage, they get through it.
Would be a little bit awkward. How did you find out about it? How did you get the gig then?
Well, actually, I've heard about Absinthe years ago, I think 5 or 6 years ago, when they were doing New York, or they were performing in New York with Absinthe, and I've already heard about it, and it was really cool from fellow performers, but I mean, I was only working in Europe at the time. So then when I met Ross, the owner, how do you say this, he came to see a show of mine in Amsterdam, and he asked me to be part of Absinthe. I was very excited. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And it was a very hard challenge for us to get there, because we needed a lot of training, and a move to the US is kind of a big thing, you know, to just leave everything behind. And it was a very short notice too, but we're here a year now, and actually next week we've done a year, and it's all been actually very awesome.
Yeah, it worked a lot better than we thought, I think.
Yeah.
We've had more success in training and things like that than we expected, so it's all a bonus, yeah.
A few years ago they said to me, do you want to interview this guy called the Gazillionaire? And I said, yeah, I suppose, what have I got to lose? And there I was, sat in these two chairs, and it was interesting. He's a character, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, and he doesn't give a shit. I'm sorry, am I allowed to say?
No, please do, go ahead.
He don't give a shit if he offends you, and it's funny for everyone else if you get offended, so, you know.
I love it. Everything's so nice now, and especially over here, if you watch TV, I love the late shows, but they're so cliched and they do the formulaic jokes. This is the opposite of that. It's the antithesis of safe, isn't it? You take risks and you're here to be surprised and shocked. So we then come to your act in between Gazillionaire doing his nonsense. What happens? What do we get to see?
Well, we are lesbian schoolgirls performing a trapeze act. It starts very innocent, and in the end it's not so innocent.
So, okay, where do we go with that then? Lesbian schoolgirls. How do you get this past the regulators?
I don't know if there is regulators here. Is there such a thing as a regulator in Vegas?
I think it's Vegas. Anything goes, no?
I think so. Well, it's like the first time I saw Zumanity, and you've got the little guy, the little chap, 2 feet tall, in the bath with the guy who's about 6'7". It's about shocking and making you rethink, isn't it? That's what these acts are about.
Yeah, but it's not like Zumanity, where it's purely sexual. It's very different to me, because Zumanity for me is very sexual and very explicit. For us, it's more, it's comedy and it's also,
Did you just say comedy sexual?
Yeah, man, you can have that. It's like edgy. It's a bit dirty. It's not like, I went to Zumanity and I felt like it was soft porn a little bit. Whereas here I'm like, oh my God, it's just funny and dirty, and sex is funny, right?
Well, it is, especially when it's somebody like me, because I'm deeply unattractive, as you can see. And, you know, I was told years ago, if you can make a woman laugh, you can get anything. When I've taken my clothes off, they're still laughing. It's disappointing.
Well...
You could deny it.
Right. I'm laughing at you, laughing with you.
Yeah, right, okay, story of my career. So let's talk about you two and how you get here then. So you're from Manchester. How do you arrive in Las Vegas?
Oh my God. It was via a lot of places. I started circus school, and then for my first circus school was in London. Did 2 years there, but for our discipline it wasn't the best. I didn't have the best time there. We moved then to the Netherlands, which is when I started to work with a different teacher, and I did 2 years with that teacher, and it's the same teacher. So he introduced us. We were both looking for another partner, and she got this gig, and she really needed a flyer who was capable and could be ready. And yeah, we did. We met and we trained for 2 months every day with Yuri Sakalov. He's insane Russian, but a genius at this, and he just got us ready. And it was hard work, and we did premiere, and it was all came around too quickly. But yeah, it kind of just happened in a blink, really. She called me and she said, oh, there's this job in Vegas, are you interested? And I was like, okay, you know. I was supposed to be for 5 months first, but it ended up being a year.
And here we are sat at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You've 2 shows tonight. I mean, this is a full-time job.
Yeah, it's a full-time job. I guess in the hours it is, but we have a lot of free time in the day. I mean, we do 2 shows a night. Today we train, so we're here really early, but that's our choice. We want to try to progress and go further. But normally we just do 2 shows. We arrive at 7-ish, 7:15, and we get out of here at 12. Well, we only do twice our act, and our act is fairly short. It's just 6 minutes. Obviously, we have to warm up, do makeup, put our costumes on, and we have like preparation time. But we have a lot of time during shows. I study Russian, she studies French. And in the day I have all day when I wake up until 7. So in a way, we have time to do other things.
We have a lot of time, and we make a choice to train, so then it's longer days. And this is just particularly early because our coach came. But yeah, I don't feel like it's a full-time job. We train twice or 3 times a week, and when you do shows, you're here from 7 till midnight. It's more of a full-time job for your head. It can be a bit of a head fuck, but it's more like a mentally full-time job. There's a lot to stress about sometimes, and a lot to like mentally prepare yourself for. But as working hours, we're really lucky. We have plenty of time in the day to do what we like.
So we got as far as the Lesbian Schoolgirls. Sorry to come back to that. And of course, the thing about you two is you're both delicious. And I noticed this the minute I saw you. How much pressure is it to avoid the buffets here? Why have you gone red? What, am I embarrassing you?
No. I'm just it's radio, so it's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You can check. No, but nobody check. Nobody actually Google us and check.
Oh, I'd love to Google you. We were talking about being delicious and avoiding the buffets, because this is a town where you could get really fat, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I guess, but I think that's more an American thing, or it is to me. I feel like here, what the people eat, it's just insane. Like from here to home, I think I drive by 8 McDonald's. Seriously, 8 of them. So yeah, of course we have to watch our weight, but we have to do that because we are in the air.
I think we already had our eating habits before we came here, and for me, like, I don't eat wheat and gluten, and I try and avoid sugar, but I come to America, that's hard to avoid sugar, so I notice a little more. But yeah, you can't. I'm never really on a diet. I just eat the way I eat, and if you eat the right things, you can eat what you like, and you can go to a buffet here and just make the right choices. But it is the town to eat really nice food. We like to go to nice restaurants and things like that. But
this is a betting town. I arrived yesterday. I'm here for 2.5 weeks. I think I could put on 3 stone by the time I leave. What do you think? Are you prepared? $10 bets?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely possible, isn't it? Now, what's interesting about you is your height, and you're different in stature. Neither of you are big at all, but I guess because of what you do, you have to be different in frame.
Yeah, I have to stay really strong and really light. I'm actually really tall for a flyer. I'm ginormous. I'm 5'3", so huge. But yeah, if you go to Europe, the flyers are all so small. So yeah, I have to watch my weight. But I think we're both like, I'm tall for a flyer. She's tall for a female catcher. We're both like slender, and so I think when it fits in the act, it looks really nice. We have really long lines and a really big swing, and so it works. But yeah, I have to watch my weight, but she can take a lot heavier.
I wanted to be a female catcher in my career, but mine isn't going so well, if you know what I'm saying.
I do know what you're saying, yeah.
So what happens? I'm seeing this tonight. There's a lot of throwing in the air, flying around in your job to catch.
Yes, yeah. Basically, I throw her in the air and I catch her, and she saltos around and flies, yeah.
What's great about this show, it is not a theatre, it's one of these old Spiegel tents, and it's gorgeous and it's completely unique, and the show sort of starts before the show starts. It's a great atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah, you kind of like, I have a queue really at the start of the show, so I stand near the door and I see people coming in, and from the outside they don't expect to walk into this. They really don't, and it's like, I would want my living room to look like this if I could deck it out and all this stuff. It's interesting.
Seriously?
Yeah, really. I like this old school style, and I think you can come and everyone has a different experience because you can't see everything in here. You miss things. You could come back to the show 4 times, 5 times, and you'd see something different every time.
And the acts do change, don't they, within the show?
Well, a little. They rotate a little bit. We have sometimes extra out because people are on holidays and everything. But I think what especially makes it special in Vegas, it's so different than anything else here. In Vegas, everything's big and everything's shiny and glittery and I don't know, huge and this.
Is it overwhelming? I mean, I come here and I have the best time ever, but I get to go, so I'm always happy to come back and return. You guys have to sort of put up with the traffic. I was saying earlier, you know, when you annoyingly rescheduled this interview, I'm trying to work out car parks and hotels and getting here. No, it's fine. You're attractive. I don't mind.
We do valet. You don't find a car park. Just pay the valet man.
And what do I have to pay? This is another thing, tipping. I've never understood it. Do I give $2 to him? Am I being cheap? Do I need to make it $5 or $50?
You give the receipt to your boyfriend and you ask him to tell you what the tip is.
I don't have a boyfriend.
Well, he said something like you double the tax. Is that right? You double the tax?
Yeah, in the restaurant, you double the tax.
And if you want to be nice, you add a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
I don't want to be nice.
So normally I
I'm not
think
coming back.
the tax is 10%, so normally it's 20%.
Yeah.
And I think valet, I think to be average, it's like $4 or $5 you give. That's a nice, they're happy with it. $1 is cheap, $2 is cheap, 3 is passable, 4 is okay, 5, everything over 5 is very nice.
Yeah,
This is a minefield.
$4, they're not going to fart in your car next time.
Right.
That's what it is.
And that's the tip. That's what we don't want, farting in cars.
So that's why you got a tip here, because if you don't tip, they're not going to be very happy the next time you come in.
They get their own back. Okay, I need to go back to Mon Ami Gabi where I had dinner last night and only left 10%. They're not going to be very happy, are they?
No. No,
in
not
your
in
soup.
Mon Ami Gabi, no.
Okay, I'll go and see her now. This show then, it's on at Caesar's Palace. Well, it's outside Caesar's Palace, opposite the Flamingo. And again, if you see one show in Vegas, I really recommend this because it's fun and it's different and you're all so blessed and talented. And seriously, what you do is so unique. It's great that there's still shows like this to put on special acts. That's what we'd call them in the UK. These unique, different acts that can't really work anywhere else. I mean, they're not going to put you in the middle of a West End musical. These are roles created for yourselves.
Yeah, I think the beauty of this show, it's so different. One, because it's so close. You're not in this huge theatre where the performers are these little dots really far away you don't relate to. Here, I think people like it. They can see our face. They can see what our bodies are doing. They can, they really move away. When we swing past, they get out of the way. So they really have more of a tactile experience, I guess. And when the skaters are going around, you see the front row moving back, and so I think it's so personal when they come here.
And what about the drunk people? You do late shows about 10 or 10:30. That must be difficult.
Yeah, it's very annoying sometimes. Seriously, sometimes when they scream things but then sometimes it can also be very funny. When I'm up there on certain days and they say things, I just laugh with them. I look at them and haha, is that very funny? I mean, it also depends on our mood, obviously. There are days where we're just really tired and it just takes this huge effort to stay concentrating when the whole room is just drunk and annoying. Yeah. But in general,
it's kind of fun actually, because we do the same show twice a day, but it's never the same show because the audience is always different, and you can kind of tell when you come out. Okay, there's a few people there next to the mats. They might be trouble, and I guess the more drunk the crowd is, the more we get flashes on a camera, which is horrible for us. They shouldn't do it, but they do. But I think for me, yeah, it can be really fun. We've had sometimes the crowd is so drunk and they're so behind you that on the worst day when your body feels like crap and you don't want to do it, it makes it really enjoyable. But then sometimes they're so drunk and they're a little too close to you, and then it's scary and you're like, please don't pick me out of the air while I'm flying by,
I do like drunk people though, because I find they sort of see me as a little bit more attractive.
Yeah.
It takes the edge off it, doesn't it?
Well, it depends if you're drunk yourself, right? Not the drunk people.
Either way.
I think drunk people when I'm sober are very unattractive.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, if ever I were going to be a cast in Absinthe, I'd love to come here as a schoolgirl lesbian. I think it's probably the best role in Las Vegas. Girls, do you think so?
Yeah, we could braid your hair and the skirts look good.
I don't have the tattoos though. Congratulations on those. They're a work of art.
I get a new one in a week on my holiday.
What are you doing? Where?
Another one of these on my shoulder here.
Doesn't it hurt too much though? You are a girl.
It doesn't hurt. My rib tattoo. Yeah, man. Have you seen what I do? That shit hurts. I'm not really a girl. I've had a rib tattoo, so everything else that's not on my ribs doesn't hurt as much as that, so it's fine.
Well, congratulations to both of you. What a fabulous show this is. Absinthe, it's on here at Caesar's Palace. Really nice to talk to you, and good luck with the show tonight. I'll see you at 10.
Sure. Thanks. We'll see you there.
Thank you.
See you tonight. Bye.